main event. 2 out of 3 falls with a 60-minute time limit. The contestant in this corner from Venezuela, Central America, weighing 210 pounds, Cyclone Anaya. His opponent in the opposite corner from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 230½ pounds, Thesz. The referee, Tony Hijack.
Well, the boy's been called to the center of the ring here by Tony Hijack. Anaya is giving some 10½ pounds to Thesz. And one thing I want to call to your attention is the tremendous difference in height of these two men. Thesz outreaches and out-heights Anaya by a good 10 inches. There's the heavyweight championship belt that Thesz is handing down there ever... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wait a minute, fellas. Now, that's the whistle. Hold it. Wait for the bell. Okay, now. It's like racehorses. These guys are itches. This is the main event of the evening, and it is a World's Championship match. Onto the ropes. Anaya has been bidding for this match with Thesz for the past 6 months. Just about as high as a young wrestler can go in these United States of ours to get a crack at Thesz and that belt, which incidentally is worth some $10,000. This is an extended wrist lock that Anaya has. There's a head scissors that Thesz pulled him loose with. He tried a headstand, but that was no good. Let's see what he employs next. Try and work his way out of this head scissors. These big, long, very wiry legs of Thesz's. Now you're trying a few flails or snap kicks here. The headlock. They're up against the ropes, and Hijack is making them break it up again. Watch the reactions of these two men. They are superb. Two of the best in the world. Now he is trying a headlock. Uh-oh, look at that cute pickup he got there and came up with an inside step over toe hold. He started that thing from a reverse pickup. Thesz has a habit of not protecting his head as well as he should, and consequently he often bumps it. Anaya now has a double reverse toe hold, and they're out of the ropes. We'll have to get them squared away here now. An arm lock nipped into a head scissors. This boy Anaya has come up from Venezuela, down in the Central American republics, and has caused no small sensation in the time that he's been in this country. Just recently returned from a swing down through South America. Loused up on my geography when I stop to think about Venezuela being in Central America. It's actually South America. Pardon. Body slam. That was a vicious one. You notice as Thesz went down there, see how his legs are half out of the ropes? That's the manner in which he hit the deck. Straight up on his feet at the count of 8. This is just one of the many World Championship matches that are held in International Amphitheater in Chicago. If you ever get down this way, do drop in and take in the cards. Thesz has been trying to set up a hammerlock on Anaya here, but he's never quite succeeded. You noticed he started it several times. It may have been in the way of a feint. Tied up in the corner again. Here's Brother Hayjack to get him loose. Hayjack's name, and you might as well get used to seeing him because he works a lot. There's a drag. He works a lot of these. What a cute double pickup. Thesz has a reversed toe hold. Notice him cinch this down and then hit it with those great big hands of his. Hayjack's name is spelled H-A-J-D-E-K. Hayjack. It's Bohemian, I believe. Now you're trying to peel Thesz off here with a headlock, and he may just succeed. Let's see. Thesz's hold on that toe is, yep, he's dropped it completely. There was a beautiful counter on Anaya's part. Switch. It makes you feel like you've gotten caught between a pair of streetcars that are passing mid-block. That happens to you. There was a headlock ripped. Some of you prefer to call it a side mare. Go right ahead. Thesz is trying to counter with a headlock, but couldn't get started with it. See him trying it there? Pressure's beginning to tell. You notice Thesz hanging onto his head? These two men can probably give cameramen more grief. There's another one of those headlocks ripped. Thesz still trying to work his way out here by flail kicks or snaps. He gave up the idea a moment ago of a chin press counter. Talk about attack and counterattack. You've just seen a beautiful flurry of it. Boy, what a kangaroo kick that was that Anaya let out with there that put Lou in his present condition. Anaya is trying with everything he has. There's a headlock. Rip. You notice Hayjack counting here if you'll watch him closely, and I won't have to keep you informed. There's another side mare. Brother Hayjack right in there with his little counting device he was provided with in early childhood. namely his good right arm. Thesz talking to Ajax. Watch this. There's a flying scissors. And the pin. Just as neat and clean as that. Lou Thesz has won that one. The flying scissors. What it started out to be.
The time, 8 minutes, 55 seconds. The winner with a flying scissors, Lou Thesz.
Well, there's Lou getting his applause. And goodness knows he certainly earned them. Look at that left ear of Lou's. That's one of the most badly cauliflowered up ears I think I've ever seen. The thing has really got a blossom on it. You know, when you watch fellas like this, guy Thesz, who's the world's heavyweight champion, notice him standing here in the corner in between falls. He's just as nervous as a cat. He's all keyed up, ready to go, wanting to go. And he's got the defense of his belt at least 1/3 accomplished up to this stage of the game. This boy Anaya, I'll show it to you. He hasn't made any attempt to put on this hold that he developed, which brought him a good deal of fame and certainly many, many wins. Has a hold that's known as the Cobra Twist. When he starts trying to set it up, I'll call your attention to it. This is about the 165th time that Lou has wrestled since he became world's champion. And goodness knows the countless times that he has defended that belt as he is here tonight in this match. He certainly has never dodged anyone. He attempted to pick up, but it didn't work out. If at times you notice a great difference in the height of these men, it's because of the photographic perspective. Look at Anaya make that half gather there. Made it into a leg lock now. Here's a standing leg split. Thank you, boys. Nice of you to show us all of that. You notice Anaya is kneading these thigh muscles of Thesz. Ooh, how that hurts. These guys are certainly wrestling for keeps here in International Amphitheater tonight. This is a match that all of Chicago's looked forward to the many weeks since it was announced. Anaya has been campaigning all of the past season in an effort to be right where he is tonight in this ring with Lou Thesz, wrestling him for the heavyweight championship belt. See what he's going to do here now. He's changing this thing into, well, he's still keeping that leg lock and the split. Thesz may take it away. Look at that. Here you come again with attack and counterattack. Here's this Cobra Twist that Anaya is trying to set up. Onto the ropes with it. Here you see two of the fastest men in the business. Lou Thesz with his back to you. Cyclone Anaya facing us. Anaya's in the white trunks. Side mare. So paycheck right in there counting all the while. If there is such a thing as a referee being exceedingly sharp. Look at Anaya here trying for a shoulder press or a stand. Still in this headlock that Lou has on him. Other side mare. Roll or two added. Notice those counts of two. How that boy Anaya gets his shoulder blades off of that mat in time to avoid him. Uh-oh. Count of two on Thesz. Anaya has thrown everything in the book of wrestling that he knows at Lou Thesz. 220 pounds a man, this guy says. Certainly a very, very fitting heavyweight champion in the wrestling field of the world. No, Lou, you'll have to break clean. That's better. The headlock on Thesz. He has a waist lock on Anaya. Side married out of it. Flying mare. Another one. Well, there's one for Mr. Anaya, compliments of the house, and one to keep it company. There's Anaya trying to set up his Cobra twist. Let's see if he makes it. It's a submission hold always. Yep, it is. Well, there you have it. World heavyweight champion Lou Thesz submitting to Anaya's Cobra twist. So now it is a proven fact. And even Lou Thesz can't stand the pressure of this Cobra twist. It sets up strains all up and down the wrong side of the man's body. You notice Thesz here, he's feeling of himself all over.
The time, 5 minutes, 29 seconds. The winner of that fall with the Cobra twist, Cyclone Anaya.
Oh, there you've got it. Just like that. Uh-oh, the boys have switched corners on me here. Hey, fellas, we weren't lighted up for you, you know, to be in these corners. That's just the way the thing happened to wind up. Anaya worked down the ropes here and took his corner, rather than the one which he came into the ring and made the start of this bout from. I almost hesitate to say it because of the old hoodoo that runs around, but boxers and wrestlers should never alter their corners after they once have taken them up for a bout. Thesz was last into his. Incidentally, Lou Thesz learned the wrestling business from his daddy. Lou's one of the outstanding college athletes around the country. Campaigned everywhere, was very successful before he turned pro a number of years back. He's married, has a family. And until recently, Thesz had quite a kennel of Doberman pinchers that he showed about the country. This boy Anaya that we're watching here at the moment is a lad that, well, his background is more or less shrouded in just the fact that he has only recently come into this country to campaign in the heavyweight division. Here's the picture as we go into the last and deciding fall here at International Amphitheater in Chicago. This is a world's heavyweight championship wrestling match. Anaya has one fall, Thesz has the other. Whoop, now wait a minute, fellas. Trying to jump and get out there on that whistle. There's the bell. There's a little bit of a handshake before hostilities begin. You can watch for everything in the book in this fall. Each man is within a fall of winning. Each man is within a fall of losing. Look at that boy trying to set up that cyclone twist. That's the old Cobra twist. Some of the fans around Chicago here are beginning to call it the Cyclone Twist. There's a single outside wrist lock on Thesz. It's doubled now. Let's see if he can tough it out. Shorter arms of Anaya hold him instead here. Headlock. Anaya almost didn't get that head scissors on.
20 minutes. 20.
Who's twisting around here trying to upset the leverage that Anaya has? This would really be a Cinderella story of this boy Anaya. Ooh, look at that kick, right square in the middle of the face. Kangaroo, it's perfectly legal. He is a little tangled up as to what part of North America he's in at the moment. As I started to say, just imagine what a Cinderella story it would make if this lad Anaya were to score an upset here tonight. I'll say this much, he's one of the most likely men I know of capable of scoring an upset. Headlock. Well, that'll have to be broken up if it was. Headlock again on Thesz. He can't seem to stay away from this headlock of Anaya's. There's the rib. Onto the ropes with him. There's a flying toe hold. Brother Thesz is really lashed up to that one. Look where he has his left leg for leverage, right in under his own knee. It'll be a hard one to break. Sometimes is known as a figure 4 toe hold because of the similarity to the old classic figure 4. Incidentally, those of you in our audience who are real dyed-in-the-wool wrestling fans, if you'd like some wrestling news from the home of the champions here at International Amphitheater, if you'll just send your name and address on a penny postcard to me, take care of this station, send it to Russ Davis. I'll see that you get the wrestling news in the amphitheater. It won't cost you a thing. For those of you trying to set up that twist again. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Mercy me how they hit that thing. See where Thesz has gone to. Yep, seen him crawl into the ring there, and Anaya still is not in. Listen to the count. And he made it back in. Barely in the nick of time. Looked for a minute like Uncle Lou had it, didn't it? Hey! Oh, you can just feel the tension here in the house tonight. Lou Thesz is very much of a beloved champion. It's been a credit to the wrestling profession. There's a kangaroo from Anaya. There's another one. Ooh! How long can this go on? There's a drop kick. Thesz is trying for a half crab. It's a crab or a reverse step over toe hold. Goes by 3 or 4 different names, but nonetheless, submission was given by Anaya. Pressure of it was just too much even for his ambitions to hold the heavyweight championship
7 minutes
belt.
and 25 seconds. Anaya concedes the fall. They step over toe hold. The winner of the fall and the bout, Lou Thesz.
And the old boy is still world heavyweight champion of the wrestling field. So there's his hand held high by the ring announcer himself. Look at his concern for Anaya here. He really worked over that right leg, helping the youngster into the ropes. I don't think that Anaya still realizes that any hopes he had of gaining that heavyweight championship belt have gone glimmering. They have, but he's still a good sportsman about the whole thing. So we wrap up another evening of championship wrestling at International Amphitheater in Chicago. Well, there's this much about it. Uncle Lou Thesz knows he's been someplace. I'll tell you. This boy Carpentier should amounts to. That left arm is still a wee bit troublesome.